Good day to everyone and welcome to the presentation of our group. So, the lesson that we will discuss for today is all about the lesson 3, personality development, self-management strategies, no? So, sa pag-aaral natin ngayon, sa pag-discuss namin, yung topic natin ngayon is mayroon siyang mga objectives. Kapag sinabi natin objectives, kumbaga, kapag natapos natin yung lesson natin, kailangan yung student ay magkaroon ng kaalaman patungkol sa kabuuang pagdidiscuss natin. No? So, sabi dito, at the end of the lesson, the student should assess attributes of tourism workers. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin nito? So, yung mga students ay kailangan malaman ang mga katangian ng mga tourism workers. So, ayon sa aking pananaliksik, ay may nakuha akong 3 na dapat malaman ng mga estudyante tungkol sa attributes ng mga tourism workers. Ayan. So, una, kapag sinabi naming attributes, ito yung mga katangian ng mga tourism workers. Unang-una is yung communication skills. Ito ay isa sa mga importanteng katangian na dapat mayroon ang isang tourism workers. Tama nga naman dahil sila ang humaharap sa mga bisita, sila ang nagpapakilala ng iisang lugar sa mga bisita na bago pa lang na pumunta roon. Next naman natin is yung they have knowledge in different culture dahil hindi naman lahat ng bisita ay magmumula lamang sa isang lugar o ang mga bisita naman ay hindi lang mayroong iisang kultura. Kumbaga, iba't ibang bansa sila nagmula. So, mayroon silang iba't ibang kultura. Kaya naman, dapat nating maunawaan yun. Kailangan natin siyang respect. And yung last na research ko is yung good and quality service to tourists. Yun. Kagaya na nga ng sinabi ko, kailangan maganda at kalidad yung serbisyo natin doon sa bisita dahil imagine, tourist sila. Halimbawa, galing silang Canada, ganyan. Tapos, nalaman nila na sa Pilipinas ay may summer capital, no? Which is yung Baguio. So, naisip nila, bakit hindi natin try sa Baguio? Kumbaga, ang layo nila at para lang pumunta dito. So, kailangan ang isang tourism workers ay mayroong good and quality service, maayos at legalitad na pagseserbisyo sa mga turista. So, next na objectives. The student should observe and practice basic hygiene and professional grooming tips. Ayan. So, ito, bilang tayo ay mga hospitality management student, kailangan tayo ay nagpa-practice o ino-observe natin kung paano nga ba yung mga basic hygiene na ginagawa dapat natin. Tsaka yung professional grooming tips, no? Next one is that students should demonstrate commendable communication skills. So, kanina nabanggit natin sa unang objectives, kailangan ng mga estudyante o mga kapwa ko mag-aaral ay matutunan o malaman ang mga katangian ng tourism workers. Kasama dun yung communication skills. So, dito, nabanggit din, the students should demonstrate commendable communication skills. Kapag sinabi nating commendable communication skills, no? So, meron siyang bullet na 4. Kumbaga, meron siyang nilalaman. Ano yung commendable communication skills na dapat malaman natin? Isa na dito yung paggamit or using polite language. So, sa Pilipinas, halimbawa, tayo ay mga tourism workers sa ating bansa at may mga bisita tayo galing ibang bansa, ganyan. So, ano ba yung pinakamadalas natin ginagamit? So, nagiging magalang tayo sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng po at opo. Kahit English yan, habang nakikipag-usap tayo sa ibang turista, gamit wikang English, no? We can use the word po and opo to show them respect. Yan. So, maaari din natin ituro sa kanila yon dahil yun yung kasama sa ating kultura. Ayan. Being clear and concise. Yan. Mas mabuti kung though mahaba yung sinasabi mo or ine-explain sa kanila dahil nga nakikipag-communicate ka sa kanila, dapat straight to the point. Hindi siya kagaya ng essay na ang dami mong words na puro synonyms, ganun. Next, showing willingness to help. Yan, kailangan alam ng mga bisita kung gaano tayo ka-willing na tulungan sila kung ano man yung gusto nilang malaman, gusto nilang puntahan, bilang tayo ay tourism workers balang araw. And yung last na nakapaloob dito sa commendable communication skills is yung using friendly tone. Yan. So, kapag tayo may kipag-usap, hindi natin kailangan maging palumpalo, alam mo yun. Hindi natin kailangan maging over naman sa pakikipag-usap. Basta makipag-communicate tayo using the friendly tone, no? Hindi kagaya ng, halimbawa, ito. Good morning, ma'am, sir. Welcome to the Boracay. Though may tone siya, but yung emotions, wala. So, good morning, ma'am, sir. Welcome to Boracay. Just like that, you know. And lastly, participate satisfactorily in a set of engaging interview simulation sessions.
IQ or intelligence quotients, a standard measure used to assess human intelligence across various domains, including abstract, memory, or problem solving. Intelligence quotients, ito yung paraan kung paano i-measure, kung paano mag-isip ang isang tao, kung paano siya mag-resolve ng mga problema, and kung gaano kagaling yung memory niya. So, we have 4 types of intelligence quotients. The first is intelligence quotients or IQ, emotional quotients, EQ, social quotients, SQ, and adversity quotients, AQ. According to Howard Gardner, human intelligence can be differentiated into 8 multiple intelligence, that is visual, spatial, verbal, linguistic, music, logistical, mathematical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, naturalistic, and body kinesthetic. Para sa visual spatial, karaniwan nakikita ito sa mga nag-e-excel sa architecture, sa mga artists, and engineering. This is the ability to understand and remember the shapes, space, and position of the things around you. Ito yung kung paano mo nakikita or na-visualize yung mga nasa utak mo, kung ano yung mga nai-imagine mo. Next one is verbal linguistic. This is the ability kung paano mo both speaking and sa writing na-express yung sarili mo. And ito yung kung paano ka mag-isip at at paano ka mag-isip and paano mo maipaliwanag ito sa ibang tao or paano mo siya ma-communicate into language. And sa musical naman, so ito yung mga magagaling sa music, magagaling sa mga ritmo and sa pattern ng mga music. Sa logical, mathematical, ito naman yung mga magagaling sa math and sa mga good at thinking with reason or figuring things out step by step. Interpersonal, ability to understand and interact well with the other people. Ito naman yung mga magagaling makisama sa ibang tao, magagaling makipag-communicate. Intrapersonal, ito naman yung ability to understand yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, and motivation and goals. Ito naman yung nakasentro sa sarili mo. Naturalistic, this ability to understand and work with nature. Good at recognizing plants, animal, weather, and patterns in nature. Body kinesthetic, this is the ability to use your body skillfully to solve problems, create things on yourself, express idea. Ano naman yung mga taong magagaling sumayaw, umacting, magagaling sa sports. Ito yung mga magagaling gumawa ng mga kung ano-anong bagay. And itong mga taong to, ito yung mga mas natututo kapag dinedemo sa kanila yung mga bagay-bagay or kapag ginagawa nila, mas natututo sila sa bagay na yan. Kumbaga, mas natututo sila sa paggawa kaysa sa pakikinig. Emotional intelligence or EI. This is the ability to understand, manage, and express your own emotions and also recognize and influence the emotion of others. Ano naman yung mga taong magagaling mag-handle ng emotions nila, hindi lang sa kanila, kundi rin sa emotions ng ibang tao na nakakasama nila. So, we have key parts of emotional intelligence. First, self-awareness. Ito naman yung awareness mo sa sarili mo. Yung alam mo kung ano yung nafe-feel mo and alam mo kung bakit. Second one is self-regulation. Ito naman yung kinokontrol mo yung emotions mo, kung paano ka mag-control ng emotions mo. Third one is motivation. Ito naman yung stay focused and positive para sa mga goals mo. Empathy. Ito naman yung understanding how others feel. Ito yun naman kung yung pag-intindi mo sa nararamdaman ng ibang tao. And social skills. Communicating well, resolving conflicts, and building good relationship. Ito naman yung kung paano ka mag-build ng relationship sa ibang tao, paano ka makipag-communicate, at paano ka makipag-kapwa-tao or makisama.
Okay, so for the adversity quotient or AQ for short, from the word itself, adversity, which means difficulties, adversity quotient is about kung paano natin ma-handle yung mga trouble or unexpected situations. And nakapaloob dito yung mental, emotional, and magiging behavior natin habang pinaprocess na maging maayos yung situation and maging ma-overcome natin yung problem at magkaroon ng magandang outcome. So, next is focus on social skills. Excellent social skills are also referred as soft skills. So, nagbibigay ito ng malaking advantage not only to the customers but also to the workers and company or the management itself. Since ang main goal ng social skills or soft skills is to give satisfaction to customers by giving the We're giving them their needs and wants. So, included din dito yung emotional intelligence para ma-empathize natin yung point of view ng ibang tao, and by understanding and managing the soft skills.
Hi, good day everyone. This is my report, the top 10 essential soft skills. Number 1, customer service, the practice of providing existing and potential customers with support to enhance their satisfaction with the company and its product and services. Number 2, networking, the exchange of information and ideas among people with a common profession or special interest, usually in an informal social setting. Number 3, communication is commonly defined as the transmission of information. It can boost employee morale, engagement, productivity, and satisfaction. Number 4, flexibility, being able to quickly adapt to new circumstances as they arise. Number 5, organizational skills, a mix of competencies used to plan, prioritize, and deliver on your short-term and long-range responsibilities. Number 6, languages, given a unique legal status in a supranational company, society, state, or other body of organization as its primary means of communication. Number 7, commitment, the level of dedication, passion, and responsibility an employee feels towards their job and the organization they work for. Number 8, self-efficacy, a person's belief in their ability to succeed in specific situation or task. Number 9, multitasking, the ability to manage multiple responsibilities at once by focusing on one task while keeping on track of others. Number 10, cultural awareness, the ability to recognize, appreciate, and respect the diverse beliefs, values, and customs of different cultures.
So for the continuation, we have the professional grooming conveys credibility. So it is a professional plays a significant role in conveying credibility, especially in the industry where appearance is very important, such as in hospitality and tourism industry. So I have 5 things. So the first is the first impression. A well-groomed appearance creates a positive first impression, signaling to clients or customers that you take your role seriously and you pay attention. Second is professionalism. So we all know what professionalism is. It reflects and committing to maintain high standards, which can enhance trust and confidence of you in your customers. So next is respect for others. When you present yourself well, it shows respect to your colleagues, your clients, your other employees and employers. So next is the attention to detail. Good grooming habits suggest that you are detail-oriented and have capable of managing a multi-purpose aspect of your role effectively. So the last is confidence. So of course, if you have professional grooming, it increases your confidence. So for the next slide, the question is, many people tend to be influenced by looks when giving their trust and confidence, particularly in sensitive matters and tasks. So looks can indeed play a significant role in shaping people's perception and trust. This phenomenon is often referred to as halo effect, where physical appearance influence how others perceive person's character, competence, or trustworthiness. So for the last is there is a strong preference for a neat, pleasant and professional looking employees over someone who is not. So in many industries, especially those that involve direct customer interaction, professional looking employees is often preferred because appearance can significantly impact the first impression, trust and credibility, and customers' approach. So let's go with what influence professionalism in appearance. So, in professional standards, industry-specific dresses codes, guidelines, and regulation that dictate which is considered professional attire. Organization norms, company culture, policies, and expectation regarding dress codes and appearance. Personal taste and fashion sense. Individual styles, prefers, and understanding of what considered professionally and stylish. So the next is a suggestion for the one circle media and trends. So influence from colleagues, friends, family, social media, and current fashion trends can shape one's understanding of a professional attire. Last is wardrobe, budget, and other limitations. Financial constraint, assets to certain brands or stores, and another practical considerations can impact one's ability to dress professionally. And last, we're gonna move to the slide for hygiene tips. So for the body parts, we have hair. So suggestion tip, it must be washed daily, and for girls, cut the split ends. For the face, eyes, nose, and ears, clean your face with a good facial wash or scrub. Do not tire the eye to prevent redness. That means don't rub your eyes or kamutin. Trim your nose regularly. So dapat walang lumalabas dyan na ulo ng ipis. Then remove earwax weekly. Shave unwanted facial hairs. Use sunblocks for sunny day. Actually, even kahit hindi sunny day, everyone should use sunblock. Mouth or oral hygiene. Brush your teeth at least twice a day. Use dental floss to remove food caught between your teeth. Garnier with mouthwash, or see a doctor for persistent bad breath or bleeding gums.
Okay, so let's proceed to the hygiene tips. No, when we say hygiene tips, it is very important to us dahil tayo ay mga student from Hospitality Management Division. So alam naman natin na tayong mga HM ay yung work natin is humaharap sa tao, nagbibigay magandang at legalidad na serbisyo sa ating bisita or guest, customers, diba? So, hygiene tips, itinuturo nito kung paano tayo magiging malinis, pang personal, no? Para, kumbaga, dagdag points, no? Halimbawa ako, hindi na nga ako ganun kagandahang lalaki, but, diba, sa tulong ng hygiene, tamang hygiene, nagiging magandang lalaki rin naman. So, now, discuss natin yung body part, tsaka yung suggested tips patungkol dito. So, isa na rito yung hair. Ang sabi dito, it must be washed daily. Yan. Tama nga naman na i-wash natin ang ating hair dahil halimbawa sa kitchen tayo nagwo-work. Though may hairnet tayo, konting kamot mo lang, 'di ba? May mga bumabagsak na dandruff. That's why we need to wash our hair daily, no? Dahil napakarami ng hair natin, alam naman natin, sobra tayong na-expose sa kalsada, pagpapasok, 'di ba? Ganyan, alam naman natin polluted ang mga karamihan ng mga lugar sa ating bansa, lalo na tayo ay nasa syudad, no? So, next, cut off split ends. Yan, mas mabuting kinakat natin yung mga split ends, no? Para naman magmukhang disente, no? Next, face. Yan, indicated dito si eyes, si nose, and si ears. Sabi dito, cleanse your face with a good facial wash or scrub. Ayan. So, mabuti na naglilinis tayo ng face natin. Hindi lang dahil sa sinisipag tayo, kundi dapat responsable tayo sa paglilinis ng face. Dahil, alam nyo ba, sa pagkakaalam ko na face ang pinakamaruming parte ng katawan ng tao. Dahil ito yung pinaka sobrang na-exposed araw-araw. So, yun. Palagi tayong mag-cleanse ng ating face. Next, do not tire the eyes to prevent redness. Ayun. Next one is trim nosed hair regularly. So, isa to sa mga importanteng bagay talaga, no? Kagaya na lamang nung sinabi ng isa naming prof, di ba? Na Sir Jai, na mabuting malinis ang ating mga ilong. Tinitrim natin yung mga buhok natin sa ilong dahil nakakahiya nga naman kung may kipag-usap tayo ng nakalabas ang ating buhok sa ilong. Na sinasabi ng ilan na mukha siyang yung ng ipis. Yun. So, remove earwax weekly. Ayan. Essential din yun, yung pagtatanggal ng earwax, no? Dahil, of course, earwax yun, so, madumi rin siya, but, sabi dito weekly, hindi araw-araw, dahil pag araw-araw, maaaring maapektuhan si eardrums. Yun. So, shave unwanted facial hair. Ayan. So, kagaya nito sa paghuhugas ng ating mga buhok. Dito rin, about di siya sa hair shave unwanted facial hair. Mahirap po kasi na kapag tayo ay nagtatrabaho, halimbawa sa hotel, and then sa restaurant tayo nagtrabaho, talagang automatic ipatatanggal po siya dahil may mga possibility na habang tayo nagluluto, may natatanggal dyan, ganyan. That's why, kailangan siyang alisin. Kahit nung nag-laboratory tayo, di ba, bawal lang bigote at palbas. So, yun. Use sunblock or on sunny days, yan. Kailangan protektahan din natin yung skin natin sa araw. Ito naman ay natutunan na rin natin,
good day.
no?
So I will continue
dapat
our
palagi
topic.
tayong
So it's all about the
sunscreen,
grooming tips.
sunblock,
So
kapag tayo
the next
ay
one is the
lumalabas
aspect
or
or face,
humaharap
specifically
sa
the eyes, nose, and ears.
next
So
body
for
part,
both
mouth.
males and females,
So
we should
dito,
choose
brush
suitable
teeth
eyewear
at
such
least
as
twice a
eyeglasses
day.
or
So,
contact lenses
alam naman na
that
po natin yung
match
reason
our
kung
face
bakit
shape and look
kailangan
professional.
siyang
And it is also advised to remove piercing on the
kailangan
eyes,
siyang
nose, and ears, especially in a
i-brush
professional
dahil
formal settings, as they may not be considered
ngipin natin
appropriate
or
in
yung
many
mouth natin ay isa
workplaces.
rin sa mga
So for females,
natin ginagamit
women
sa pagkain
are
lalo.
advised to wear makeup
Dahil
that is suitable for the time of the day and occasion.
yung next, use
For
dental floss to
example,
remove. Dahil
lighter
ito rin,
and more natural
nakakaroon tayo
makeup
ng
is
mga
better for daytime or
sinasabing
office settings, while bolder looks might be suitable for evening events or special
Ayan.
occasions.
mga tinga.
So for males, this
So,
slide
pangit naman
doesn't
kung may
mention
kipag-usap
specific
tayong
grooming tips for
May
males
tinga.
under
at
this
mabaho
category,
natin hininga.
but based on a general grooming
Gargle with
standards,
mouthwash.
keeping a facial hair neatly trimmed,
Yun.
cleaning around the
Maganda
ear,
rin na
and
regular
avoiding
tayong
excessive
merong
cologne or
mouthwash
oil
sa bag
would be
para
considered good practice.
Hindi man tayo
And also,
makapag-toothbrush habang
male
school
can also
o
wear
nasa
a
labas,
light
meron
makeup.
tayong mouthwash
And
na
for
siyang
another
makakatulong
additional
para naman
information,
sa kada oras
good
na tayo may
grooming reflects
kipag-usap,
professionalism.
mabango
Says here
kahit
that
paano
whether
yung
you are
mouth
applying for a
natin.
job, attending school, or
So,
presenting in
next one
front of a
is see a
crowd,
doctor for
your appearance sends a
persistent bad
message
breath
before you
or
even
bleeding
speak.
gums. Ayan.
And also, personal hygiene
Next
is the
body part
foundation
is
of
the
grooming.
body
Keeping your face clean
or the skin.
and managing oily skin,
Sabi dito,
take
take
and
a bath
regularly
daily.
checking for
Yan.
anything that might distract others,
Sobrang
like
essential nito.
visible earwax or
Dahil
smudge glasses is also important.
Minsan,
And
kapag
we also
hindi ka naligo,
have to know about the
nangangamoy ka,
cultural sensitivity.
hindi lang
So some grooming standards
hindi
can
lang katawan
vary
mo yung kawawa,
uh,
pati yung mga tao sa
by
paligid mo
culture
dahil kapag
from our
humangin ng
industry.
malakas,
So it's good to be
ano to,
aware of
sabi
the
dito, use
expectations
deodorant or
in your specific environment.
antiperspirant.
And
Pag hindi ka
also, if you
naligo, kasi hindi ka
uh,
pa
know all of
naka-deodorant,
this, your confidence
kapag hindi ka pa
will boost.
naka-deodorant,
So looking clean and
kawawa naman yung
presentable
mga nasa
doesn't just
paligid
affect
mo. Though
how
immune ka na
others
sa
might
amoy
see
mo,
you,
but
and it can also boost your self-esteem and
yung
helps
mga
you
nasa
act
paligid mo,
with
hindi.
confidence.
That's why,
So for our
kailangan
next
natin maligo.
aspect is
Sobrang
wardrobe.
basic lang maligo.
So for both males and
Ilang
females,
minuto lang yan. 4 to
first
7,
is always
7 to
check
10,
for
10
possible
to 15,
wardrobe
kung babae ka na
malfunctions.
siguro.
So this
Or
includes
15 to
things
20
like
kung
loose
babae.
buttons,
Yan.
stuck
Use
zipper
a
or
good
stains.
skin moisturizer.
So
Yan.
our wardrobe choices
Kung
should
mapapansin
be
nyo,
business-like,
madalas sinasabi sa
simple and conservative.
hygiene tips, no?
This means
Na
avoiding
about
loud
sa
prints,
pag-aalaga ng
overly
skin
trended
dahil
pieces, or clothes
of
that
course,
are
we
too
are
tight
Asian
or too
hospitality
revealing.
management students na
So
maharap sa tao.
for males,
We need to
it
be
is preferable to
presentable,
wear
no?
black shoes and black
Sa
socks.
lahat ng
This creates a
uri,
clean,
no?
formal look
Meron tayo
and
sa
avoids
buhok,
mismatch
sa
or
face,
distracting
yan,
footwear.
sa
And for
dito,
females,
sa dyan,
females are
sa
advised to wear heels
next
that
one,
are
hands and feet.
2
Sabi
to
dito,
1/2 inches
trim
high.
fingernails
So
and
this high
toenails.
is
Ayan.
professional
So kailangan ating
and
mga
comfortable
nails,
and avoids the
ayan,
problem of
toenails
excessively high
natin
heels. And
is
stockings should be
kailangan
worn if the legs have uneven
laging
skin
nakatrim.
tone or visible imperfections.
Pasok ulit natin si
As it gives
restaurant
a
dito.
neat,
Halimbawa,
polished
nag-work tayo sa
appearances.
restaurant.
So
At
for
kadiri ang ating mga kuko.
additional informations,
What
so
if makita ito ng mga
dress for the role you want.
guest or mismo
Your
mga
wardrobe
katrabaho mo na
communicates your intentions, professionalism,
responsible sa
and respect for the
pagtitrim ng
situation you're
nails
in.
mo. So,
And
yak,
also fit
kadiri,
others.
guys.
So clothes
Diba?
should fit
Yung
your
mga
body well,
lupa-lupa pa yung
not
kuko
too
mo.
tight
So,
or
dapat
not
trim
too
natin
loose.
yun.
Well-fitting
Next one
clothes
is
should
dry
pay
palms
attention
with powder
in details
to address
and
sweaty
are
palms.
confident.
Alam naman
And
natin yun na
also avoid
alagaan
distractions
din natin yung kamay
by
natin
wearing
sa
flashy
mga,
jewelry, neon
para
colors,
hindi,
or oversized
alam
logos
mo yun, para
that
hindi
might
siya
take
totally
attention away from you
lawang-lawa na
or your skills
nagpapasa
and
talaga.
words.
Yan. Remove
Also
stubborn
prepare ahead.
calluses. Yan.
Lay out your
Alam niyo
clothes
naman na
that
siguro
night before your
mag-remove
interview
nun,
or your
diba?
meetings, and always
Konting
have a safe
ganyan lang.
outfit ready that you know fits all professional
Use medicated
situations.
powder for athletes.
So our next aspect
Mabuti
is
rin na
accessories. So for
gumamit
both
tayo
males
ng
and
mga
females,
powder
belt and shoe colors
para
should
sa ating
match.
paa. Alam
This
naman
is a
natin
basic
na
rule
yung
of
paa
dressing that
ay
ensures
isa
a clean
sa mga
and coordinated look. So for example, black
sa
shoes
mga
should
tag
be
dito,
paired with a black belt.
mabaho.
Also limit jewelry
Ayan.
to no more than 3 pieces,
Next, wax
or too
and
much
slightly
jewelry
hair
can distract from your
on
professional
arms
image.
and legs.
So it's best to
For
keep it
females,
simple and minimal. Jewelry should
i-wax,
complement
no?
the attire.
Yung hair,
Accessories should match
yung
the
nasa arms and
formality and
legs.
color
For
palette of your
females, sabi dito,
clothing.
but
So for example, if you're wearing
siguro
a
sa
formal
lalaki
dress
pwede
or
rin,
suit,
but pili lang. May
delicate
mga
gold
lalaki
or
kasi
silver pieces
nagde-decide
are
kung nagwawax
appropriate.
ba sila or
And also
hindi,
for females,
ganyan.
earrings
So,
should be
last
small,
body part na
dainty, and
kasama sa
simple.
ating hygiene tips
Avoid
is yung
avoid
genitals.
oversized, flashy, or dangling
Sabi dito,
earrings
wash
in formal or
genitals
work
daily.
environments.
Yun.
Small studs or
Sobrang
hoops
important
are
din yun
ideal.
dahil
So for another
sa lalaki,
additional
sa babae,
information,
kailangan
accessories
malinis,
enhance,
diba? Sabi
not
din dito, trim
overpower.
pubic hair
So the main
regularly.
goal is to
Yun.
look polished.
So, bakit nga ba
Accessories
need
should not
natin
steal the
i-trim
attention from
yung
your
pubic
overall
hair
appearance
natin
or from
regularly?
what you are saying.
Feeling
So
ko,
also, less
hindi
is
naman
more.
ako professor
So
para ituro
simplicity
talaga sa inyo,
reflects elegance and confidence.
but idea ko
You
lang,
don't need to wear
siguro
many
may
accessories
papasok nga
to
ulit
look
natin dito
presentable.
sa
So for
kitchen.
males, although
Sa-
not listed in
sa
the
kitchen
chart,
na huwag
watches are the
masyadong
most
mabukat,
common
no? Kaya nga dito,
acceptable
kung sinasabi dito,
accessories.
kung mabalbon
So
ka,
choose
wax mo. Ganyan.
classic styles with
So last,
leather
do
or
not wear
metal
very
straps
tight
and avoid flash
underwear.
or
So,
sporty design in formal setting. And also
suggested
avoid noisy
tips, isa sa mga
accessories,
suggested tips nga, you do
bangles
not wear
or
very
charms
tight
that
underwear
make noise
para
while
maging
you
comfortable
move
tayo
can be a
sa
distracting in meetings or presentations.
part na
So for our next topic
nasa
is
baba or yung
what
part
should you
ng
wear?
genitals
So
natin,
first
no?
is for attire or
Tsaka alam
meetings.
nyo,
So, professional
maiwasan
meetings
natin yung
often require a formal or
pagka-
business casual attire
dahil
depending
pag
on the
nagkiskisan po
company
yan,
culture
diba,
or
hindi
type of
tayo
meeting.
ganyan.
So, for example,
Ah?
men
Ay, hindi.
should
Kasi
wear
kapag
collared
masikip yung
shirt,
underwear,
dress pants and blazer,
sobrang sikip, ano ba?
and
Sikip,
tie is
ganyan. Sobrang
optional.
sikip.
For women,
Mm.
blouse with skirt or
May
slacks
tendency
with
na
blazer. So,
Maaaring umitim din.
so another
yung
tip
part
is
na kung
neutral
saan
or solid
natin
colors gives you a
ginagamit
confident
yung
and polished look. So for
underwear.
our number
So,
2 is for
yun yung mga
attire for
hygiene
presentations.
tips na
So you
dapat
are the
nating
focus when giving a presentation.
alalahanin,
So your
pag-aralan,
clothing should
observe
reflect
natin,
credibility and
at
confidence. So for
i-absorb
example,
natin. Dahil
men
tayong
should wear
mga HM
dress shirt,
students,
ties,
hospitality
gloves, and
management
possible a
students,
suit. And for
dapat
women,
malinis.
smart dress or formal
Dahil tayo
blouse with skirt
ang
and
tatrabaho
pants.
sa harapan ng tao,
Avoid distracting
at
patterns
saka
or
hawak
flashy
natin
colors.
yung pagkain in terms
So
of
for our
nasa
number 3
restaurant
is
tayo,
attire
sa
for
kitchen,
social
di ba?
events.
So,
So these events may
hygiene
vary in
tips.
formality. Some may be
Sa
casual
buhay natin
get-togethers, while others
hindi lang kapag
might
tayo
be
ay
formal
nag-work na, kundi
company events.
start
So
na natin.
for example, casual
Ngayon pa
social,
lang.
smart
So,
casual,
Ayun.
polo shirts and
Yun yung
jeans
last
casual dress. So for formal social,
Yun yung kabuuan
cocktail dress
ng
or
hygiene tips.
dress shirt and trousers. So always check the invitation or ask the host for a dress code. And for our number 4 is attire for travel. So comfort is key, but you still want to look neat, especially if you're traveling a business. Men and women should wear comfortable jeans, slacks, breathable tops, cardigans or jacket. So layers are practically for changing temperatures. So for our last one is attire for field work. So field work demands a practicality and safety, often in outdoor or non-office environments. So for examples, sturdy clothing, denim, cargo pants, and polos or work shirts. For proper footwear, boots or non-slip shoes. So another tip is follow safety guidelines and dress code that is specific to the field site.
There are three communication skills: verbal communication, written communication, nonverbal or visual communication. Verbal communication is the use of spoken or written words to convey messages between people. Effective verbal communication relies on clarity, conciseness, and active listening to ensure understanding and facilitate meaningful interactions. There are types of verbal communication: intrapersonal, communication within oneself, such as self-talk; intrapersonal, communication between two people; small group, communication within a group of more than two people; and public, communication from one person to a larger audience, such as conference, radio, television, and any larger audience. Written communication refers to the exchange of information through written words, such as emails, letters. Writing is an example of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication includes facial expressions, body movement, gestures, eye contact, touch base, pitch and tone, while visual communications relies on images, symbols, and graphic to convey messages. Examples: signs and symbols, infographic, advertising, illustrations, animation, photography. There are helpful tips in good and effective communication skills. 1. Always check audience engagement. Laging tiyakin na nakikinig, interesado, at nakikisali ang audience para mas epektibo ang inyong mensahe. Listen actively, ask questions, and acknowledge. Makinig na mabuti sa kausap, magtanong para malinawan at makipakita na interesado ka. Ipakita rin na nauunawaan mo sila sa pamamagitan ng pagtango, pagsang-ayon, o maikting tugon ng oo o tama ka. Use jargons among colleagues only. Jargons is commonly used by professionals in the same field to communicate quickly and efficiently. Example: bump up for guest upgrades, close the book for financial reconciliation, and complete stay for offering free accommodations due to complaints. Practice brevity. Keep sentences direct and concise. To practice brevity, use short, simple sentences. Avoid unnecessary words and complex sentence structures. Focus on direct language and active voice. Manage or control any brewing misunderstanding. To effectively manage or control a brewing misunderstanding, First, identify the root cause of the misunderstanding. Then engage in active listening and clear communication to clarify the situation. Kung nararamdamang may tensyon o hindi pagkakaintindihan na posibleng lumala, kausapin agad ang taong involved at huwag hintaying lumaki pa ito. Be relatable. Be personalized for credibility and impact. Kapag sinabing relatable, ibig sabihin madali kang makarelate sa iba. When communication is personalized, it naturally builds credibility. Why? Because it shows I've taken the time to understand you. It signals that I'm not just giving a canned response, but genuinely trying to help or inform you. And once that credibility is established, the communication has a much greater impact. Be genuine and transparent. A proof of sincerity. It involves honest communication, open sharing of thoughts and feelings. Magpakatotoo at hayaan mong maging bukas ka sa ibang tao. It shows how genuine and sincere you are as a person. 8 purposes of communications. First, to inform and create awareness. To inform and create awareness in communication means to effectively convey facts and understanding about the subject while also ensuring the audience recognizes and acknowledges. Imagine a public health campaign about dengue fever. The informed part of the campaign would focus on providing factual details about dengue, like how is it, how it spread, what is the symptoms, etc. The create awareness part would aim to make sure dengue is top of mind for the community, highlighting its presence and potential danger. To address concern means to deal with or respond to issues, worries, or problems raised by someone else. To express oneself means to communicate to reveal one's thoughts, feelings, and ideas, often through verbal or nonverbal means. Expressing oneself is about demonstrating your inner self, including your emotions, beliefs, and ideas. To promote actions, promoting action in communication means using techniques and strategies to encourage a desired response or behavior from the audience. This can involve clear calls to actions, persuasive language, and understanding of the audience needs and motivations. To influence someone's perception means to affect how they understand, interpret, or feel about something. Example, a person's cultural background can affect how they perceive and interpret certain communication styles. What is considered polite or appropriate behavior in one culture might be viewed as rude or aggressive in another. Building trust and rapport. Kaugnayan involves creating a positive connection with someone, fostering understanding and establishing a sense of mutual respect and confidence. To build rapport and trust, actively engage with the other person by showing genuine interest in their perspective, using open-ended questions and mirroring their body language. Next, to educate and understand better. To foster understanding and knowledge, and ultimately, to facilitate learning and growth, it is vital in education as it facilitates learning and understanding between educators and students. It builds strong relationships and trust, fostering a positive learning environment. And lastly, to modify behavior. Behavior modification uses various motivational techniques to eliminate behavior you don't want to see or encourage behavior you do want to see. For example, you can use positive reinforcement like praise to encourage behavior you want. Alternatively, you can use negative reinforcement like nagging to eliminate behavior you don't want. And communication process. In communication process, first of all, we have sender. The sender will deliver the message that he wants or they want to convey to the receiver, and the receiver will give a feedback to the sender, and that is the communication process.
Good day, everyone. I am Ashley Gamboa, and I'm going to talk about how communication is filtered. How communication is filtered, this diagram explains the process of how our communication is shaped by various internal and external influences. On left side, input factors. These are the sources that shape how we think and communicate. Stock knowledge and past experiences. What we've learned and gone through in life. Example, if you've been hurt in the past, you may be cautious on how you speak to others. Personality and natural instincts. Your inborn traits or tendencies. Example, a natural shy person may speak less even if they know the right answer. The primary and secondary influences. People or environment that shape you. In primary influencers, we have family, close friends. In secondary influencers, we have teachers, media, and society. In middle filters, we have positive and negative. These are the rules and norms that act as a filter. They affect how you process those input before expressing them. Laws, what is legally accepted. Code of conduct, expected behavior in specific settings like schools and workplaces. Social norms, unwritten rules in society. Traditional is a cultural or religious practices. This filter can be positive, helpful, or negative, limiting or biasing. In the right side, we have communication output. After being filtered, your input becomes a speech or utterance, what you say in your mindset. Perception, or how you interpret or see things. In action, behavior, or what you do. Summary, your background, personality, and environment go through a set of filters, like laws and norms, which then shape your speech through thoughts and behaviors. This explains why two people can experience the same thing but express it differently. Communication can be misunderstood if filters are different between two people. Let's move over to the types of communications. We have passive communications. In this style of communication, characterized by avoiding expressing one's own needs, opinions, or feelings. In passive-aggressive communication is a type of communication where negative feelings are expressed indirectly, often through subtle action or sarcasm rather than directly and openly. It's a way of expressing anger, frustration, or resentment without openly confronting the person or situation. We have aggressive communication. It involves expressing oneself in a forceful, often confrontational manner, prioritizing one's own needs and desire while disregarding those of others. This style can be characterized by demanding language, criticism, blaming, or even verbal abuse. And last one, we have assertive communication. It is a form of communication where individuals express their needs, opinions, and feelings in a direct, honest, and respectful manner while also acknowledging and respecting the needs of and opinion of the others. It is a balance, being passive or not standing up for your need, and aggressive, being overly forceful and disrespectful. Let's talk about the application of etiquette in professional telephone skill. Promptness, answers phone within a few rings, and clearly state your name and company when answering your phone. Clarity, speak clearly and concisely, and avoid jargon or using flowerful words. Courtesy, be patient and polite even with the difficult callers. Privacy, maintain confidentiality of customer information. And active listening. Pay attention to the caller's message and ask clarifying questions. Avoid multitasking when answering a phone. Focus on answering the phone and avoid distraction. Respectful communication. Be polite. Use proper language and avoid interrupting. In meetings, we should be punctual or arrive on time and be ready to participate on the said meeting. And in preparation, we need to review the agenda and come prepared with necessary materials. Active participation or listening attentively, ask relevant questions, and contribute constructively. Respect for others, allow others to speak without interruption and respect their opinion as well as confidentiality again, and keep discussion confidential unless explicitly authorized to share them. The body language or maintain appropriate posture and eye contact. In business or client presentation, professionalism is one of the key in here. Dress appropriately and maintain confidence. In preparation, thoroughly prepare the presentation and rehearse your delivery, as well as clear communication, present the information clearly, concisely, and using visual as appropriate engagement. Make an eye contact with the audience, maintain a positive attitude, and engage in Q&A. In a respectful treatment, treat your audience with respect and acknowledge their time. In proper dining etiquette, follow basic dining etiquette such as using utensils correctly. Avoid talking with your mouth when your mouth is full and not touching others' food. Respectful communication. Engage in polite conversation and avoid talking about sensitive topics. Arrive on time for business lunches or dinners. Professionalism. Maintain a professionalism and cautious demeanor throughout the meal. In cost sharing, offer to pay your share of the bill or consider splitting it appropriately. In lobby and reception, greetings greetings is a must and respect promptly and pleasantly your visitors. Information, provide accurate and helpful information to the visitors. Also, maintain the confidentiality of company information. Cleanliness is also in here. Make sure to ensure the reception area is clean and tidy. Answer the phone within the few rings and transfer calls promptly. In elevator, respect. Step out and allow others to enter before you. Modesty. Keep your conversation to a minimum, especially if others is present. Do not touch others' personal belongings. Offer assistance if needed. Be mindful of safety procedures and protocols, and we can also apply etiquette in office. Of course, punctuality. Arrive on time and be ready to work. Maintain your professional attitude and demeanor. Keep your workspace neat and tidy. Respect for others. Respect your colleagues, work areas, and personal belongings. Avoid gossiping and maintain confidentiality. Be helpful and offer assistance when needed. In banquets and events, use proper attire in the event. Arrive on time for the event. Be mindful of others and avoid disruptive behavior. In seminar and conference, punctuality is a must. Arrive on time to avoid disrupting the session. Dress appropriately for the setting and occasion. Avoid distraction. Come prepared with knowledge of the topic and questions. Respect others. Avoid disruptive behavior like eating loudly or using phones. In transportation, public space can be considered as a place for others because we have someone that is in the same place and you are not alone with it, so avoid being loud conversation or disruptive behavior on public spaces and transportation. Give priority to elderly or disabled individuals. Keep the area tidy. For interviews, professional attire. Dress in business attire appropriately for the job. Research the company and the role beforehand. Arrive on time or a few minutes early. Respectful communication. Maintain good eye contact, listen actively, and ask insightful questions. In online interaction or etiquette, respectful tone, use polite language and avoid offensive language. Clear communication, use proper grammar and spelling. Mute yourself when you're not speaking. Mute your microphone to avoid background noises. Use the chat feature judicially. Avoid excessive chatting or distraction during presentations. Dress appropriately even in virtual meetings. Dress professionally. Be mindful of your surroundings to ensure your background is appropriate and well lit. Test your equipment before joining virtual meeting. Check your audio and video. Be punctual. Join the meeting few minutes early to avoid technical issues.
Good day everyone, I'm Livit Barnaswan and I'm going to discuss about the interpretation of cutlery position. Interpretation of cutlery position. The interpretation of cutlery position refer to nonverbal signal you give to restaurant staff or service based on how you place your knife and fork on your plate. This position silently communicate your intention or feedback about the meal. And these are the types cutlery position. First is pause. If the customer wants to pause or have to little more time before serving the next meal. And second is ready for second plate if the customer wants to serve the next meal. And the next is excellent. Excellent, it is the upload to the meal that have been served. And next is finish the meal and do not like. The next is interviewing skill. Interviewing skill is a intern or new employee. One will most like undergo different types of interview in the organization. Some interviews involve fellows, employee, and superiors, while some may involve internal stakeholder like customer or guests, supplier, and representatives of government agency. And there are the types of interview. First is selection. Selection interview is a structured process used by companies to evaluate candidates' qualification and suitability for a specific job role. It is a more in-depth assessment than a screening interview and typically involves the direct meeting with hiring teams or manage. The next is appraisal. Appraisal interview, also known as a performance review, is a structured conversation between an employee and their supervisor to discuss the employee's performance and development. The purpose is to provide feedback, highlights strength, and identify areas for improvement. The next is coaching interview. Coaching interview is assesses candidates' ability to guide, mentor, and develop individuals or teams to explore their coaching philosophy, problem-solving skill, and experience in fostering growth and performance improvement. Interviews may include questions about candidates' approach to coaching, their methods and tools, and their ability to handle difficult situations. The next is counseling interview. Counseling interview is also known as a therapy interview or intake interview. Is a conversation between a counselor and a client to explore the client concern, goals, and experience. Next is discipline interview. Disciplinary interview is also known as a disciplinary interview. Is a formal meeting between employer and the employee to address a violation of company policy, poor performance, and appropriate behavior. The goal is to discuss the issue, understand the employee's perspective, and determine the appropriate course of action, which may range from verbal warning to termination. An exit interview is a formal discussion held between organization and the departing employee, typically conducted by HR to gather feedback and understand why the employee is leaving. It is a chance for employee to share their experience to provide suggestions for improvement.